Red's Fly Shop, this is Bob. How may I help you today?
Look at that. Woo! Hey, it's me. I'm here on a beautiful early spring day, and I have an exciting video on the channel for you today. First off, subscribe to the channel. I always forget to do that. So hit subscribe. We have great content coming at you this year. I'm getting a little better at this. So behind me back here, I have my good friend Patrick Kilby. He is the fly category manager for RIO Products and a lover of all things fly. He loves designing highly effective patterns that float right, sink right, look right, but most important, catch fish. So we're gonna be trout fishing on the Yakima River here today, doing a mix of nymphs, streamers, probably a little dry fly fishing. It was super, super cold last night, so we expect a little bit of a slow start. But I have a feeling that by afternoon, we're gonna get a fish or two on a dry fly. So stay tuned. We're gonna get you introduced to Patrick and hopefully put on a great show for you today. There's a lot of midge out here. There he is. Oh!
No way.
Well, we're gonna try that guy again, man. Once they get a little taste of that squala meat, they just gotta have some more.
That was a slow take too, my gosh.
He'll be back. It's like there's a stump or something right there.
Well, there's a couple rocks in there, but that didn't go under like a rock.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think he's laying against that stump. Of course, my phone starts ringing right when we're about to hook up a slab right here. Well, we will mark that fish and come back to him. Standing in the river right now. That is a big fish, dude. I left the net. Man, my phone was ringing off the hook and I made a comment about that. Then Patrick just hooks a slob right there. Hey man, I'm gonna grab the net, Pat. Oh, that's a nice one, Patrick. What a trout. Oh man. Dude, that's the kind of early spring fish we're after. Beautiful. Gorgeous, man. Way to land him quick too. That is a fabulous mature rainbow caught on that Skwala Stonefly Nymph right there. Nice. You're Patrick Kilby.
Yeah, that's a fun way to start our day. Beauty.
Gorgeous, man. Woo. All right, tell us how that, other than my phone, I was getting like, the person kept calling and calling. I'm like, it must be an emergency. And then the guy just wanted to like chit chat and tell me a fishing story. And I missed the hookup, but give us the replay.
So we've got a olive chubby Chernobyl with about 18 inches or so of dropper down to a Sili leg stone that's tungsten weighted. So it's matching our Skwala hatches that are coming off right now. And the fish are gonna come up to it because these are swimming about right now. They're crawling to the banks to hatch. And what happened was I just hit that shadow over there, and as I mended, you know, you move your dry fly slightly when that happens, and as I moved the dry fly, which ended up moving this, it just sunk, and I hooked that fish, and when it first jumped, I thought it was the size of a steelhead. It was so nice.
That was a good one.
Fun way to start.
Yeah, well, tell us a little bit more. That's one of your flies, right?
Well, it's one that RIO does, yeah. So you know, this fly kind of started on the South Fork of the Snake, and it started out of a guide program. So basically, every boat coming down the South Fork was fishing rubber legs. Everybody was fishing them, and if you're fifth boat down that day, you're trying to get your client's fish. Somebody needed something a little different. So by bending the shank of the hook, by knotting the legs, it just makes that rubber legs look different now. And now fifth boat down, you know, catches a fish. So it solves the problem. It's a guide fly. We love guide flies that solve those problems, and it's still successful to this day. So the jigged, or this tungsten version because of that curved hook, it ends up wanting to ride hook up. So you can actually Eurofish these if you want, but today we're fishing it under a dropper.
Good. There he is, got him, nice. That's a good hookup. Man, they're just in that slow water, Patrick. Yeah, we'll pull over here and we'll try to land them on the other side here. Nice job.
Yep.
Holding that drift is a challenge, man, in that slow water. You got that like fast rip tide here, and then you got that slack frog water on the right, and those fish are just right on that harsh seam. Yeah, that's a nice one there. Same on that Skwala nymph again. That just seems to be the game. We've tried the Skwala dry. We tried the midge. Nothing happening on the midge, is there?
Nope, not today, not so far.
And there's been, I mean, thousands of midge on the water here today. But it's just crazy. We've tried the midge pupa, but man, it's just that Skwala is what they want. They're really keyed in on that Skwala nymph right now.
Hey, so one of my favorite things to do is when I come out to the river, I bring this big screen with me, and part of it is I get to find out what bugs are active in the river. I get to help friends learn about the different bugs. But for my job, my number one thing when I'm designing a fly is I want to match what the fish are eating. I don't care what another fly looks like out there. I like to mimic the real thing. So this has become invaluable to me to catch these bugs, look at them up close, see their colors, see their legs, how they look and act. So we've found at least 4 of these crane flies in here, crane fly larvae. When you think larva, think worm. And we've got these. You can see how they move, their coloration, their size. I mean, you know, look at the size next to my finger. It's pretty good. It's 1.5 inches at least. So yeah, nice chunky meal for a trout. All right, we've got a few different stonefly variations in here. You can just kind of see sizes and colors and how the fly we've been getting fish on today really represents them well from a size and color standpoint. All right, so you can see we've got some natural aquatic worms in here. We pulled actually quite a few of them off the screen. Here's a squirmy wormy pattern that represents the color really well. But even this, you can see how big the fly is, and that's a pretty small fly compared to the naturals. So, but we know that they eat that thing, and it's a great color match. All right, look at this leech. I'm gonna put my finger in here next to it and show you how long that thing is. So he keeps stretching out. It's almost 2 to 3 inches long when it's fully stretched out. But you can see it's kind of segmented look. It's lateral line. It's tapered body. So fun to watch. Trout love those things.
Hey, give the tip you said about when you're swinging leech patterns.
Yeah, so leeches really love slow water. You'll find them more in lakes, but in a river setting, you're going to find them in really slow, soft water, especially around grasses and woody debris. That's where they're going to love to hang out. So when you're swinging, really swing it into the inside, soft water, and don't be afraid to fish unweighted leech patterns so that you can bring it way onto the inside and not a super heavy one that's going to get hung up before you get into the good stuff.
Go for it.
All right, so we've got ourselves a little variety of Mayfly nymphs in here. So these two I would think are March browns, just given their lighter coloration and their slightly smaller size. This one looks to me like a green drake nymph. They are definitely real stocky looking, flat. They hold in faster water typically, and we've got a little yellow Sali here, which is in the stonefly family, and then some swimming Mayfly nymphs. As you can see, they just kick all about real quick. And we're going to put some flies that you would match with these in the description for you to fish with. All right, Yakima River, we know there's caddis in this river. We know there's lots of them, and that's evident here in our screen. There was lots of these cased caddis that have the little protective cases around them. There's an actual larva or worm inside of each one of these. And then you see free living ones like this that don't have a case, that just crawl about on the bottoms of the river, and any of them are trout candy. So a lot of these larvae inside these cases are kind of that same, like almost a chartreuse color with a black head, or a cream color with a black head. So your hot spot pheasant tail type patterns are a great representation when you're fishing those.
It was the most significant food sources, or the ones that we thought were most impressive, were that giant leech, number one, and then those crane fly larvae, number two, were like, there was abundance. So we're gonna get off the dry dropper for a little bit, and we're gonna run a tight line rig. Euro nymphing is a term that is used like very holistically for this stuff, but I'm not sure when people started Euro nymphing they were thinking, oh, I'm gonna tight line a leech and crawl it across the bottom. But when it comes to a slow moving critter that is working across the bottom like a leech or a crane fly larva, heck, even a stonefly nymph, the tight line rig, like check nymphing or Euro nymphing, where you have direct connection, you're not fishing suspended, you're bringing that fly right through the rocks, right in that insect's habitat, is the most natural presentation. So we're gonna run like a single streamer on a tight line, or Euro nymph rig, and we're gonna work that leech right across the rocks. And I think a trout can eat it for whatever its greatest fantasy happens to be at that moment. Maybe it's a crane fly larva, maybe it's a leech, maybe it's a sculpin or stonefly nymph. But we're gonna try to present it very, very slowly in this cold water and see what happens. Yeah. After being inspired by our screening with the leeches and the big crane fly larva, Patrick came down and waited on this spot and immediately hooked up. Man, Patrick, that looks like a pretty nice fish.
Yeah, it feels good. I haven't seen it yet, but
what was the pickup like sliding that leech across the bottom?
All I did is jump it out there, just start to come tight on it, and it just ripped back. So I didn't even have a chance to really think about this one. It just climbed on and off we go.
Excellent. So it's a good tight line style grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice hardy trout. Beautiful. Nice. Well, that's kind of fun. So we saw the big slithery critters in the screening, and Patrick was able to slide that big leech imitation across the bottom and pick one up. There he goes. Nice. So tell us about this spot with the slow in here and using a leech style or a slow water type streamer.
Well, so to me, it's just a nice even current, and as it comes into the inside, the water slows way down. So we got all this woody debris down here. This is great leech environment here, so it made sense to give it a shot, and I was rewarded. So if I was even swinging this on a trout spay or something, I would want to swing it way into the inside to...
You got one?
I cast it into there and stripped it.
No way. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. That's so great, man. Talk about versatility. So I gave up. I being a wimp, I was like, oh, my toes are cold. Patrick was down here and took his leech and threw it back in the slack water back here, throwing it back the opposite direction. And again, we're using these tight line rods. You're using a Redington Strike?
Yeah.
Redington Strike. And anyway, we could fish them as streamer rods as well. And Patrick picked up a dandy back here by the shore. Nice one, dude. Just crawling that leech right across the bottom, huh? Dude, well, nice job. Beautiful. Nice. Man, that's cool. So you threw it back in the slack stuff?
Yeah, way up in there, and just started to, I let it sink, and then just, because there's a little, you can just see a tiny bit of current in there. So I just wanted to see if there was something living up in that cold, slow water. So I just threw it up in there like that, let it sink for half a second, and then just slowly kind of started to swim it back, and it just pummeled it. So
you're fishing your Redington Strike there, but you're using it as streamer rod, tight line rod, Euro nymph rod, a little of everything.
All of it, yeah.
Yeah, a little of everything.
It's not easy to cast with this, you know, but if you can adapt to it, it's working. So
yeah, good, versatile. So yeah, with the cold water today, that's just been a really nice kind of a nice adjustment that we made, and Patrick put another good one on the board here late in the day. So we've done the leech thing. Patrick got a couple of nice ones on the leech, a couple of nice ones on a dropper, and hooked one on a dry. Now we're gonna commit, and we're gonna go dry fly only and see if we can't finish the day out with a fish on a Skwala. It's been come on, trout. That's a little love here. It's hard to hold that soft seam, isn't it? Nice. Oh, leave it. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. Dude, I thought he missed it. Oh, dude, that's a good fish. Nice job, Patrick. Dude, we were just saying how tough it is to hold that drift in the seam. Dude, nice job, man. Good patience. That fish was in the slowest current imaginable there.
doesn't want to leave it either.
No, he's kind of running back in there. Nice work, man. That was awesome. What a great take. I mean, that's a good fish. We can see the whole big pink stripe on that thing. Let me turn the boat a little bit for you, and we'll try to get this guy in the net. Still got him, still fighting. Man, the light is so low and flat right now.
Classic Skwala season lighting right here.
Yeah, we waited, we just took a water temperature. It's 4:45 p.m., should be the warmest of the day, and it was just under 40 degrees still. We were so patient. We waited and waited and waited for this dry fly bite, and then finally we got a good one. So typical of the Skwala time of year, early March. Oh man, I missed him. He kind of charged at me as he jumped. Oh, I got him. You gotta be kidding me. Look at that, on that Emma Stone. You're familiar with that pattern. Well, that's as good as they get, man, on that Skwala dry. Let's just let him swim right out.
Dude, what a great fish.
Nice job, Patrick. Dude, tell us about that fly.
So the Emma Stone, I wanted a series of little stoneflies that were kind of just the right size for each species, this being the Skwala version. And I wanted it light and delicate, so it's on a light wire 2x long hook, so it lands really soft, it presents really soft, it floats easily. It's got the double hackle, split legs, natural wing with a little bit of flash in it, which gives that indication of movement and light, and the foam deck. Then it has a two-tone underside, so the body is a slightly different color than the head, which represents the naturals. And anyway, yeah, that fish really liked it. This is named after my daughter, who's named Emma, so it's the Emma Stone.
Well, that was very exciting. I hope you enjoyed following along with Patrick and I today. Below the video, I'm going to leave links to flies that either we fished or well represent some of the insects that we discussed or talked about. And leave some comments, ask questions, make suggestions if there are other videos that are similar to this format that you would like to see. We would love to hear from you. But I myself benefit a lot from fishing with guys like Patrick and his expertise, just about looking at water temperature, looking at where insects live, and then planning your day. For us, it was 22 degrees at my house this morning, and we were fishing not far from my home, and we knew that that water would be cold from that extreme overnight low. We didn't realize it would be as cold as it was. 39.5 degree water was about our peak today, and so that meant for us, our dry fly fishing was probably going to be exclusive to the very end of the day. Now it's exactly 5 o'clock, and we're going to wrap it up for the day and just celebrate the victory and head on in. But thank you very much for watching, and follow the channel and look for more videos like this.